Well, I don't think it's going to have to go through the court system because otherwise it'd be too easy to go say, hey, come on, Grandma, do me a favor. Just say I paid it even though I didn't. I don't want to be doing that. So this is going to have to be paid, all of it, through the court system. I'm not going to just take your word for it that you paid Grandma, and that's not going to happen. We're on the record in 2023 CR 300032, State of Kansas versus Stubs, Joseph Car Stubs.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. McClendon, how does your client wish to proceed today on his charges? Let's see, we had a preliminary hearing on him, and then the state dismissed
Judge, he's here on a motion to revoke probation.
on misdemeanors, right? They were pled
Yeah.
to misdemeanors on June 21st of 2024. And Mr. Bauer, you're here for that case?
Yes, Your Honor, I'll be covering that case.
Let me find that show cause. We're here on a warrant to show cause why the defendant's probation should not be revoked. In the warrant to show cause, the state is alleging that the defendant failed to find and/or maintain regular full-time or part-time employment, failed to report to his court service officer as directed, failed to pay all fines and costs associated with the case as directed. Mr. Stubbs is entitled, of course, to deny those allegations, to request an evidentiary hearing, to hear the testimony of the state's witness, in this case, Mr. Bauer, and to cross-examine that witness through his attorney, as well as call any witnesses of his own. At this time, Mr. McClendon, does he wish to have that evidentiary hearing?
Your Honor, I received a offer from the state for a resolution on this matter. I have not had the chance to convey it to Mr. Stubbs. If I could get a brief breakout, I think this case could potentially be resolved today.
All right, we'll take a recess at this time. All right, back on the record in 2023 CR 300032, State of Kansas versus Joseph Car Stubs. And again, how does he wish to proceed, Mr. McClendon?
Honor, we'd be stipulating to a probation violation
All right, Mr.
pursuant
Stubbs.
to an agreement.
Mr. Stubbs, did you hear me a while ago say that you do have a right to an evidentiary hearing and the burden would be on the state to try to prove, if they could, that you violated your probation?
Yes, I did.
And your attorney tells me you're wanting to waive that hearing and that you'll agree that you did violate without having to have your court service officer, Tony Bauer, testify. Is that true? Correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So are you admitting you didn't maintain employment? Are you admitting that
no,
you did not maintain employment?
I did have employment. I just did not report it.
Okay. Did you have it consistently throughout the probation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So there was never a time where you didn't have employment. How is he freezing when he's here in the courthouse, Missy? Do you know? Maybe he's not freezing. Maybe he's just being still. Mr.
Oh, no,
Stubbs.
I'm sorry. It was frozen. I'm so sorry.
Okay. And did you pay your costs and fines as ordered?
I paid the restitution to my grandmother, but I never paid the court fines.
So you didn't pay the restitution as ordered through the court to get credit for it. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, no, not through the court.
So Mr. Bauer has no way of knowing if you paid restitution because you didn't show him one way or the other. Did you ever show Mr. Bauer proof?
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Okay. Did you fail to report, as he says, at least July 19th of 2024 October 16th of 2024, November 19th of 2024. Did you report on those days?
Yes, Your Honor.
You did report?
I did
Okay.
not know.
And he says you've only had contact with him a couple of times. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. Carrie Seeley was my probation officer, and I never contacted her.
Okay, you never contacted her and you didn't, okay. All right, well, I am finding that you have violated your probation by admission and waiver of hearing. Is anyone making you waive this hearing and make these stipulations, or are you doing this because you believe that you have violated?
I believe I violated it, yes.
All right. Well, I will find the defendant has violated his probation. I will revoke that probation. Now, I understand the parties want to recommend jointly a disposition. Ms. Gillette, what is the state's position?
Judge, I believe that he is prepared to pay his costs in full. There's also,
Bill,
huh?
will do. May I, Your Honor?
Okay. But
May I proceed?
Ms.
We
Mr.
had a dual agreement as to one way or the other, Judge. My client, he'll be serving 5 days on the weekends if possible. He does currently have employment, and he has 2 children he has to look after as well. That'd be a 5-day sanction. This was a Class C misdemeanor, I believe, and I think his total underlying was 30 days.
It's a B with 6 months.
Oh, it was the
But-
B. Excuse me.
Yeah. The agreement was for him to do 5 days as a sanction, Your Honor, be placed back on probation for 6 months.
Tell me that again. You work where? Get up in front of the microphone, please.
Kansas.
Okay. So how many days a week?
I work 5 days a week.
These children, are they yours or someone else's that you support?
They're mine.
Now, you were originally charged with felony criminal use of a financial card, a level 9 non-person felony, and theft, a Class A non-person misdemeanor. And then Ms. Gillette pled to the B misdemeanor. What was that?
Judge, his journal entry has that he pled guilty to count 2 theft, a Class A non-person misdemeanor with a 6-month underlying sentence and 12 months of reporting probation.
Okay, thank you. And it was your grandma's card you stole and spent money off of?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Bauer, have you any recommendations?
I don't know that I have anything different than what's been said. The only thing I would mention is that court costs and everything shows the restitution of $623.50 is still owed. So if they're going to consider that as paid, we'll have to figure out how that's going to be corrected in the court system, since it did not come through the courts like it was supposed to.
Well, I don't think it's gonna have to go through the court system, because otherwise it'd be too easy to go say, hey, come on, Grandma, do me a favor. Just say I paid it even though I didn't. I don't want to be doing that. So this is gonna have to be paid, all of it, through the court system. I'm not gonna just take your word for it that you paid Grandma, and that's not gonna happen. We're gonna follow court orders, Mr. Stubbs. And I have never had, I don't think I've ever had a defendant say, oh, well, I thought I could just go out and hand her the money and not show it through the court system. I don't think I've ever seen anybody even suggest that. Maybe in a child support case, but not in a criminal restitution situation.
Your Honor,
Mr. Bauer?
the only other thing I was going to say is that probation being extended for 6 months, he needs to ensure he is reporting on time like he is ordered to, because we're still having very spotty reporting with him based off of the notes in our system.
How long have you had this job that you're at now?
I've had it about 7 months.
7 months. And you have weekends off?
Yes.
How'd you get to court today?
I
How did you get to court today?
actually had a friend drive me.
A friend
My
from,
buddy,
where do you, remind me where you live
he
again,
lives
what
in
town?
I live in Burlington. I'm sorry, it's lagging.
Mr. Gillette, do you know how much credit he has for time served, or Mr. Bauer? Any
None.
time?
He,
None?
he days he bonded the day he was arrested on this. If there was any credit back at the original time, I can go back and look, but
I just thought maybe he served a little bit of it.
no. That's why I recommended a sanction and for him to be put on for 6 months to finish all the payments.
We've been battling the request for revocation apparently since March 17th, and we haven't been able to get this resolved. I'm going to order that he be taken into custody right now, and I will review this 1 week from today at Missy. Is it 3:30 next week we meet again, or is it in 2 weeks? Okay, can you set him next week? All right, we'll review this July 1st at 3:30 because you were given very clear directives. You weren't given a lot of orders, and you couldn't even keep up with the minimal reporting, and you haven't since we started this revocation process back in March. So I'll look at this
Ma'am?
again.
May I say something?
Sure.
I've been talking to Jessica. I've been reporting to a girl named Jessica. I actually just called her on June 10th. I was at work and I couldn't reach her in the morning.
Well, we'll talk to her.
I have her number saved.
Sure you do, but we'll talk to her at the next hearing then. All right, those are the orders. We'll be in recess at this time. Missy, if you'll have someone help him, please. There are consequences, Mr. Stubbs. You got the break of getting your felony reduced to a misdemeanor. You got the benefit of probation, and you just haven't taken any of this seriously. So you'll go into custody now, and we'll look at this again in 1 week.